I'd like to welcome you, Mr. Shareholder.
Hey.
And today I have a very interesting proposition for you. I can offer you double the performance and double the profits. What do you think about that? I'm intrigued. I can offer you 4 times the performance. 4 times the performance.
And we're seeing exactly that, getting 240 frames in a single player game. And no, I'm not on an RTX 4090, but this whole situation is very similar to like a quickly and cheaply renovated house. I mean, you got cabinets that are actually molded underneath, but they put veneer on it to make it look nice. Or you got this beautiful tiled shower, but underneath there's a leaky drain, and that drain is slowly destroying the house, one water drop at a time. Similar to what is happening with these high frame rates. They can appear really good, but under the surface, there's actually a lot of issues going on. And that's because 3/4 of these frames being shown are completely fake. Yes, we're using 2 different versions of frame generation to achieve this, AMD Fluid Motion Frames and FSR 3.0 frame generation. In a way, it's weird to say that these frames are fake because they are real. I mean, we can see them and perceive them, but the game engine doesn't even know that these frames exist. Undeniably, it's pretty cool that we can do this, and there are some specific use cases where it can be super nice, and you can check out some of my other videos that take a look at this more in depth. But it's brought up a lot of discussions like this one.
Again, it's not a technology that I care about or are excited about.
Begging the question, is frame generation just a gimmick? Or is this something that is going to be here to stay? And if it is here to stay, is it ever going to be good? Because I've seen that some people say that it's magic.
This is still nascent technology, and it can already synthesize more than 85% of these frames, which is something that I thought would only be possible in a science fiction movie.
It added like 80 frames a second, and I couldn't tell.
So one of the scary and deceiving tactics that we can see is with marketing and companies wanting to say this.
DLSS 3 can boost performance by an additional 2x through frame generation over DLSS 2, or 4x compared with brute force rendering alone.
Doubling and tripling your frame rate on any card that can run it, basically.
But this is honestly like a 5'10" guy trying to claim that he's 6 foot. I mean, these claims always fall short. Frame rate, or FPS, has been the main way to quickly measure the performance of our systems and our games that most people know about. One of the main reasons to get a PC in general has always been the aspiration to achieve 60 FPS or more within games for a smooth and fast gaming experience. But they're trying to make this out like we're getting 2 times the FPS with no downsides whatsoever. That's just not true. You have to jump through a ton of hoops in order to get something that is pretty decent using frame generation. I mean, your original frame rate has to be high enough so that your latency isn't absolutely garbage when playing with frame generation on. Your game also has to be not a competitive game, because if your game is competitive, you usually want low latency, and frame generation does the opposite effect of that. You also have to put up with the visual artifacts using frame generation. Sometimes things just don't look right. Usually it's okay, but sometimes it can look a little bit weird. Then the cherry on top of the shit cake, your game also has to support all of these technologies to make something that is playable. Although you can avoid a lot of these downsides if you own a $1,600 GPU.
DLSS 3 looked pretty good to me on initial impression because I was playing at 120 FPS base frame rate, and then you started digging in. You're like, hey, have you tried this from like 30 FPS to 60 and then from 60 to 120? And then I started doing that. I'm like, oh.
Just buy a 4090.
I'm just broke. I can't get a 4090, man. This is the saddest thing to ever happen. And I guess just winners win. And I'm not a winner. Whole checklist you got to go down to get frame generation to work. And then you might not even like it.
It doesn't suit the type of games I play. It's just not something I get excited about. So if I'm completely uninterested in something, it's really hard to look at it.
You know, that just leaves us sitting here like, well, if these companies just made the GPUs themselves faster, we wouldn't be running into these same problems. You know, if it was a case where this generation of GPUs couldn't have been faster in the first place, these companies are still trying to act like it's the same thing to have frame generation or to have faster GPUs, and that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. At this current moment, frame generation itself is a niche feature, and we could all agree that if we had faster GPUs in the first place, if we added frame generation to this gen of GPUs, then that would just be the cherry on top. This time it isn't a shit cake, but it's, you know, like an actually good chocolate cake or something like that. But then we find NVIDIA saying this.
Cyberpunk frames using DLSS, including frame generation, are much realer than traditional graphics frames.
Hold up, we gotta run that back.
Realer than traditional graphics frames. Changing the kinds of tricks we're using, and I think at the end of the day, we're getting more real pixels with DLSS than without.
Like, there's actually some truth to this. I mean, like, let's not be stupid. We got millions of pixels in every single frame, and we've got multiple frames in sequence that look very similar to each other. There's like gotta be a way to use this data to work smarter and not harder when rendering games. I would tend to actually agree with NVIDIA on this statement. And I feel like we're getting close to this with upscaling, with DLSS and FSR. With Alan Wake 2, when DLSS was on, I could barely tell. On the other hand, FSR still needs some work. Frame generation also does have this potential to be extremely powerful in the way that we play games, because doubling your frame rate on the surface does sound really great, but in its current state, it's just not being executed as well as it could be. And we could definitely see this improve over time to something that we might want to turn on all the time. We're just not there yet. But at this current moment, I really don't like that NVIDIA and AMD are marketing products with frame generation in mind. A feature that is so niche, you can't use it all the time, but because it sounds so good on the surface, they find it hard not to claim with their performance that it sounds really good.
Yeah, they're trying to sell you an experience and they're trying to, you know, upsell you on various different feature ads and things like that. But ultimately, the performance of the card matters the most, and still to this day dictates largely how good those features are going to be.
Come on, y'all. NVIDIA, AMD, just like, don't do that. They're not going to listen to me. I know they won't listen to me, but I figured I'd try. Hope you guys have a good one. It's been it for me. See ya. Peace.
4 times the performance.
I'm lightheaded after that. Oh my god, there's a cat here too. Look at Tony. Look at him. He's the man. He's Big Tony, bruh.